and today we're going to make a recording and a video about a saiyan, a particular saiyan named Monkey D. Luffy. As Monkey D. Luffy is a saiyan now in this what if, but thing is, we're not mixing worlds, because honestly that would be complicated for me to do, and I'll have to make a whole entire what if series. I'm only gonna make a what if, and if this gets at least, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna make a whole what if series. Obviously, I'm gonna do that. Last series, I try my best to always continue these series. It's just that I don't have the time. I don't have the time because my mother always makes me get off the phone before I can really complete any of these what ifs. So by the time I try to complete them, they just always end up wrong and stuff. So I'm sorry for all the other what ifs I made that just get discontinued. This what if, I'll try my best to continue it, because I did not just draw this artwork for no reason just to discontinue the dang what if series. So I'm going to continue this series, guys. So please promise me, please trust me, I'll continue this series. So yeah, this is a what if about if Luffy was a Saiyan, as Luffy did not come from a pod. He was born, yes, but he was born from a different mother. His mother's a Saiyan because his grandmother was a Saiyan. He's not half Saiyan, because if he was half Saiyan, it would be boring as frick. So basically, he had the bloodline from. Okay, I had to claim the background for a reason. But yeah, basically, Luffy would literally be a Saiyan, as his mother's genes passed on to him as Dragon carries him to Fusha Village when he was born, since he was born in the Revolutionary Army's base, old base actually. And Luffy was carried as okay, as Garp, Monkey D. Garp, the guy, grandpa's, Luffy's grandpa, Ace's not biological grandpa, is here, as Dragon asks Garp if he could take care of his child because he has some business to do with, which Garp literally said no, but then he asks really nicely, which gets Garp, so he said, yeah, sure, fine. So yeah, he takes care of the kid for 4 years until he drops him into a ravine, throws him into the air, like literally throws him, not even putting balloons on him, and throws him in the forest. As both times he almost dies, but he's actually really strong. He already has formed muscles, but not too much, and he's not afraid of showing his strength if he has to or not. Luffy can at least fight more. I guess he can fight more reckless than he can fight not reckless. Also, yeah, Monkey D. Garp is in the sand because if he was a sand, then you obviously know what happened. But still, his punches are really hurt a lot still, as Luffy's head always was filled with bumps every time he goes back to the village, which Monkey now keeps on filling him up with his belly, and as he keeps on saying, "I'll pay you back once I get older," and she believes it, so he keeps on hating him until the day Garp had to leave that time for a whole year. So he's like, okay, Luffy, I want you to take care of yourself, okay? Do not let any person try to get you, kidnap you, or anything. I'll be back in a year's time. I know that's a long time, but I have some business to deal with. So please, take care and make sure Machina is do all the food you like. You better pay her back, though. And Luffy's like, I will, I will. And then Garp leaves with his marine ship. As Luffy sees the ocean breeze, it was just a nice day. As then the pirate ship kept on rolling up, and then as a few days later, a pirate ship rolled up. It was it had like a dinosaur mouth type of front, with let's see, yeah, it has the classic pirate logo on on the flag, and not only that, it has three lines on his whatever eye, which it is. I don't know what eye it is. Three scars on his one of the eyes, and has a straw hat. Just kidding, it doesn't have a straw hat. Yeah, it has three lines on one of its eyes, and it has two swords. One sword and the other one's a gun. They roll up, and then they come in as they were a person with a white regular dress shirt that has a like at least a triangle type of shape open, not too far down, but it was a triangle shape open on his shirt with a black cape, well, coat actually, and some, well, whatever you call it, pants. As Luffy is like, whoa, who is this guy? Shanks is like, oh, hey kid, what's your name? And he's like, wait a second, you're a pirate. Why would I tell you anything like that? Luffy said, as okay, I'm just drawing something. As Luffy said that, Shanks is like, it's okay, I'm not gonna hurt you guys. I'm just here to refill my pirate ship. And he's like, okay, but I still don't trust you. He really didn't. Then he went back. He went to the bar, which that's where the others went. And as I went to the bar, Luffy was scared, so he ate behind the counter where Nakina was. And then when they all drank and had a party, it was really loud. Luffy couldn't really talk to Makino because she really didn't hear him. She was really irritated. And then they fell asleep. So Luffy had a chance to do something. Well, he thought he had the chance to do something. So what he did is that he went towards one of them. And it was the captain, Shanks. I was like, who is this guy? He's pretty rowdy. And if it's a pirate, he's pretty drunk. Pretty a drinker, I'm not gonna lie. So what he did is he grabbed, but then as soon as he touched his straw hat, Shanks grabbed his arm, and it actually did hurt a lot. But then Luffy pumped up his muscles, which also made Shanks surprised, as he didn't know a kid at this age already had a little bit of muscles. So he let go of Luffy and said, "Do not do that again, kid." Luffy didn't get scared one bit. He's a fighter. He doesn't really care. Even though Shanks would clap him at the age he's at, he still wasn't scared. So yeah, he's about to grab a straw hat as that happened, and Luffy's like, hey, get off my arm! Shanks was like, what you gonna do about it? And he pumped up his muscles, and yeah, that's how Shanks was like, whoa, what the heck? I can't really say curse words because, I saw a mother who doesn't really like me cursing, so yeah. And at this time, Luffy's arm would look like this, but his actual arm looked like this, with a few muscles in it. Oh yeah, there's also a harem, but I'm not gonna go too in depth with that. I'd rather make a fan fiction of the harem, and what if slash fan fiction instead of trying to explain it on the YouTube video, since that really isn't. They'll like him, but not in that way. Not in the way where they do that, So yeah, she was like, okay, look, I want to know what your name is, and he didn't tell Luffy at the time. So oh, now you want to know what my name is? So she was like, yeah, I do. So then the Shanks is like, okay, then my name is Pirate Red-Haired Shanks. And then Luffy was like, oh, you're a pirate? No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. Cool. I always wanted to be a pirate because my grandpa keeps on telling me to become a marine. I didn't really like that. Who's your grandpa? And Luffy was like, Monkey D. Garp. They're all shocked at it. He was shocked at enough to yell what? Monkey D. Garp. And Ben Beckman went to his side and was like, what? It's his grandfather's Monkey D. Garp? They're both really surprised. As a kid with this amount of muscles, must have been training really hard against Monkey D. Garp, especially since he's the hero of Marines. Shanks was a little kid when he first met Garp because, a baby. He didn't remember meeting Garp. He just knew he saw Garp, with Goldie Roger. So it was Garp. That's the hero of Marines. So everybody was shocked. Well, not everybody. It was just Ben Beckman. And Shanks who were shocked. Then Luffy's like, who are you? What's your name? Ben Beckman said, oh, me? My name is Ben Beckman. I'm the Is he the right-handed? Yeah, I think he's the right. Yeah, he is the right. No, or is it Lucky Roo? I don't know if it's Beckman or Lucky Roo. One of those two. So yeah, he said Beckman, and it was like, oh, so Ben. And then it was like, yeah, I guess you could say that. And then after they all talked. Wait a second. You guys could hear that. Okay, I just realized Imagine Dragon, you could copyright me for that. Um, that's not my music. That's Imagine Dragons. I don't know what to do about that. I can't edit as good, so I don't know how to take down music. Please do not take down this video. This took a long time to think of and draw this picture, so please do not take down my video. So yeah, as I was saying, Luffy was like, "Oh, okay, Ben. Then why are you guys here?" And Luffy didn't really hear the reason, so that's why I said that. Luffy forgot the reason, so he just asked again. And I was like, "Come on, you should remember the reason." And he was like, "Nope, I don't." They're all like dumbfounded how he could forget it. Lucky Roo's up now, so yeah. I was like, "What's your name?" And then Lucky Roo said, "Oh me, I mean, oh me, I'm Lucky Roo." I don't know how Lucky Roo sounds in English. Do not get mad at me with my voice. I don't talk as good as other characters, so as Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. I think I could do other characters, but I'm not really gonna list them. So yeah, I'm Lucky Roo. Lucky Roo said that, and Luffy was like, "Okay, Lucky, Lucky," and I was like, Ben and Shanks laughed, Lucky, and then he was like, "Oh, come on." So yeah, everyone they were laughing as the other crew got up and stuff, and then Luffy asked one question to them: "How cool is the pirate life?" So Luffy asked, and Ben actually answered that, not Shanks. So it was Ben this time. Pirate life is crazy. Has full of adventures, new treasure, and new people you can meet. It's really fun. And you can meet new friends, make more crew members, start your own crew actually, and become a legendary pirate known to man and become the best pirate. And that's what Ben Beckman said. We were like, whoa, you could do all of that? That's crazy. My grandpa said that Marines, you could also travel and meet new people, but I didn't know you could get treasure and stuff. I thought that was only for Marines to do. Yeah, he was pretty dumb at the time. Goku is not too stupid. He knows what he's doing sometimes. Sometimes he does, sometimes he does. It doesn't matter like that. I was like, yeah. Also, Luffy learns how to use a sword. So yeah, he learns how to use a sword. I just forgot to draw a sword. So there you go. That's the sword drawing I can give you guys. So he learns how to use a sword and the stuff. So that's what Luffy learns in a few days. After a few months of being there, Luffy said, "Okay, guys, I'll see you later." As they were there for a long few months, and they're like, "Okay, I don't want to explain all this story. Let's go into half of the months. Half of the months is when we meet the devil fruit and he eats his devil fruit and stuff." So when Luffy was bragging that he can now swim and stuff because he didn't know before, but now he learned. And they're like, okay, that's cool and all, but even if you know how to swim, that isn't gonna help you with the pirate life. Shanks said, and he's like, oh come on, that is enough to help. And I got immense strength and pride. If you think that's not enough, I don't know what is. And Luffy said that Chase is like, what? Literally, that's not literally all you can do with a pirate. And you could do way more than that. We could literally take down whole ships with our swords. Luffy was like, no way, you cannot do that. And then Lucky was like, yes, he can. He actually can. And Luffy was like, so cool. I wish I could take down a ship with a sword. You use a sword, but you're gonna have to learn how to get that level. Still teaching you. I know, he said. As then, after he was like ready and stuff, then these bandits, the bandit leader, I don't know his name, but I'm just gonna call it bandit leader, smashed the door. And he said, ah, this looks fine. A big party out here. As he was walking, Luffy looked at him with a grin. And also, it's like it wasn't a devious grin, it was a really mad grin. Like, the grin was like this. It was like this. Because he hated bandits at the time. He didn't really hate those. Yes, again, he hated bandits, but not at the time he did. He doesn't hate the Don. He just hates the bandits he knows at the time, which were these. He met them before, and he absolutely destroyed them. Well, not really. He really didn't, but it was just like, it was a quick chat, and then, yeah, Luffy destroyed him in the trap, so he's like, okay, yeah, I'm done with this. So, yeah, he didn't talk to him ever since, but then when he sees Luffy again, he's like, oh, kid, it's you again. Luffy looked at him with a really serious look in his face, said, it's you again. And then, what's his name? Oh, yeah, Shanks asked, you know this guy? And Luffy said, yeah, I do. So he's like, oh, okay. He walks in. As the bandit leader and the bandits walk in, they ask for a whole barrel, like a whole 15 barrels of sake, and plus another barrel of alcohol. Well, no, wine. And then another barrel of beer. And then 12 barrels of beer, 12 barrels of sake, and 12 barrels of wine. She said, sorry, sir, we don't have enough for that. Sorry, sir. Even if I did have it, I don't have any of those. And even if I did have enough, even if I did, I wouldn't have enough for it. So it's like, huh? These guys are drinking. Well, that was the last place. They dried up the whole place. He was like really mad by then. He didn't show it. So he was like, oh, okay. So then he started walking out, but then he asked, before he started walking out, before he literally turned around, Shanks was like, hey, you can have the sake bottle. He looked at him with a stupid look, said, sake bottle? Are you really giving me a sake bottle when I asked for that much? And Shanks was like, yeah, you never know, you could have sake at least. Shanks looked at him with a smile. It was a grin, but he was mad still. A little mad though. So he was like, okay, a sake bottle, huh? He smashed it into pieces with his sword as he almost cut Shanks. Shanks didn't really care because it was just a cut. As he almost cut Shanks, he was like, whoa, why'd you do that? You made a whole mess on the floor. So he started to get up and pick it all up, and Makino bring a rag on the other counter and came over there and said, but, Captain, you don't have to pick all this up, I can. But then he was like, no, I'll do it. And then he was like, oh, you like cleaning the floor so much? He grabbed the sword, knocked over all of his food. He almost knocked over Luffy's, because if he did, he would have get a beating, like, oh, straight up. But Luffy would get a beating, not him. Really mad he did this. He didn't say anything because he didn't want to aggravate them. He just let Shanks do what he was doing, which really aggravated him more because he thought that was stupid and he just didn't already hit him already and start hurting him to show that he's not weak. Because Luffy's a fighter, I'm going to tell you that. Luffy is not like somebody doesn't just sit there and do nothing. That's just not his code. If somebody tries to mess up things he does, he would not let that slide. So Luffy just saw him let all this happen and just let it slide. That's not Luffy's type. Luffy got really mad, but then when they left, Luffy was like, "Why would you let them do that?" Luffy said, as Shanks looked at him and said, like, "It's not that big of a deal. It's just alcohol." "But that was the last bottle. I wouldn't let that slide. I'll beat his ass." I can't, like I said, I can't say curse words. "I'll beat him to a pulp. I would not let that slide." And Shanks is like, "Bro, chill. It's just a sake bottle. It's not like it's gonna hurt anybody." And he was like, "But you're about to cut your finger." He was like, "Nah, I've had worse. As a pirate, you're gonna have worse anyways." He was like, "Fine." He was pounding in the seat as he gave him orange juice. He was like, "Oh, fine." He gulped it all down in just one gulp. Pause. And then he saw a box. He's like, "What do I lucky we put this down here?" So what he did is he grabbed the box and he was like, he saw the open and he saw this weird fruit. He was like, looks like a dragon fruit. And he started eating it in a really loud way. So like, "Hey Luffy, what you eating? You can't go that frustrated." Luffy was like, "It's a weird purple fruit. I don't know what it is. It tastes ass. It tastes like booty. It tastes like, I can't really say it's the A word. He said the A word. He said it tastes like ass." And I was like, "Oh, wait, purple fruit. Tastes like ass. Wait, Luffy, don't tell me you're eating this. Wait, Luffy, wait, wait a second," Shanks said, as Luffy was like, "What's wrong, Shanks?" He gulped down the last piece and I was like, "Luffy, are you eating this?" As Lucky drew something, and he drew a little replica of it. He was like, "Yeah, I was. What about it?" They were all like shocked and mad as they're like, "No, why would you do that?" Everyone yelled. Besides the other Coneheads, everybody yelled, like Ben Beckman yelled. Let's see, Ben Beckman, Shanks, and Lucky Roo yelled. Nobody else. And Luffy was like, "What? It's a box with the devil. It's just a box with a." He didn't say devil fruit. "It's a box with a fruit. What's the problem?" It's like, "Bro, you just ate a devil fruit. Now you can't swim, and on top of that, it gives you these weird powers." He was like, "What?" Luffy was like really sad, but also mad, and also happy because two reason when he was mad is because he can't swim. All that practice for nothing. He was sad because now he couldn't set out to sea. He thought, and then he was actually happy because he got some new powers. Which then happy, sad, and mad at the same time. Which they were all confused. Like, why are you mad, happy, and sad? I'm sad because I can't set out to sea. I'm mad because all that training was for nothing. And I'm happy because I got some new powers. They're like dumbfounded and said like, "Bro, really?" And yeah, I'll be right back. And if you thought, maybe I can't be sad. I am mad still, but happy at the same time. But not mad. It's not bad at all or anything, he said to himself. As he was thinking, maybe it wasn't bad. Maybe it was actually a good thing. But still, he thought, I don't know, mad or sad. Okay, guys, I'm back. I don't have enough time, so we'll just finish this what if part. So yeah, after Luffy talked, and after that, he ate the gum fruit, not the Kiki fruit. The Kiki fruit is supposed to be where Goku, literally the key. It's literally key. Where you get key. No. Luffy's a Saiyan. He has key now. He needs to learn a few techniques to be he needs to learn a few techniques to be the Saiyan he's supposed to be. First, he needs a key blast. Second, he needs to learn how to key. And yeah, that's basically the two things you need to know as a Saiyan. So that's what he does when he's with Saba. Well, first do the arc we're in right now. So yeah, he gets mad, and then after that, one day, this is when the bandits are back, and Luffy's there, and he starts yelling at them. But then they grab Luffy, and he start bringing him to the dang whatever it's called, where the water is. And yeah, so he learned how to use Ki. And facing Sabo, Ace is a Saiyan, while Sabo isn't. Sabo isn't a Saiyan to him, as I'm just kidding. Ace isn't a Saiyan. It's only Luffy. There's a few other people who's a Saiyan, but you'll get there when we get there. So as after the events, after when Luffy gets thrown in the ocean, after the bandit leader gets encountered by the what's it called? Oh yeah, Shanks' crew. And after that, and then man, I need to talk. Okay, after that, Shanks grabs him before the sea beast gets him after the sea beast gobbles up the bandit boss. And then before he gets eaten, Shanks comes in and he saves Luffy. And Luffy is grateful. And Shanks loses his left arm, his main arm. As Luffy learns more how to use his sword, Shanks has to leave. So yeah. And then Shanks is gives him his straw, and Luffy starts not crying. He starts excited to get his adventure. So yeah. Then Garp comes back after a few other months. And he brings him to Dawn with Ace, which he keeps on trying to chase him. Ace and stuff. We need to get to the main story before it goes, so yeah. He keeps on chasing him until he actually agrees to come with him. He finds them at the place called Great Terminal. As he goes to where they are, he finds another boy, and he figures out as soon as Ace says his name, he says Sabo. And Luffy's like, Sabo? I heard of this guy. And then he gets himself known as they capture him, tied him to a tree, and think they should kill him. But then these guys come in and Luffy gets caught, and then Luffy doesn't stalk our stuff. So they're like, oh no, what happened to the kid? So he went and they break in and they saw Blue James Pirates crew. Everything goes the same except for Sabo getting captured. So yeah, honestly, that part I'm not gonna talk about. So we all know what happens after that and stuff. Yeah. So, after that, it's the year when Luffy is 17 years old. The day when he turns it. It's like, okay, it's finally time for me to set sail. And Luffy was ready to set sail as they all waved him goodbye. And everyone set sail, and everyone never will see him again for a while. In person, at least. They will see him on the newspaper, though. So, yeah, Luffy will actually go to the first place, which he doesn't have. He actually knows how to navigate with his sword. Well, Luffy's outfit's pretty weird to think about, or pretty weird to draw. So I'm just gonna draw it. You get the idea. This is his fit. At the shirt, right in the middle, it's a rectangle that goes all the way down to where his pants are, and there's buttons on it. Which on his shoulders, there's these blue little cuffs on his shoulders that cover his shoulder, and after that, basically, it goes all the way down until his pants, which his shorts are a little shorter than in this image right here, like this short, right here. Then as long as the image shows, this is after the time skip. So the image is kind of false, but I'm only using the time skip type of Luffy because it's more easier and it's more easy to think about. So yeah. But this what if is about when before the time skip. I'll make a second series after the time skip. So basically, this is series 1, basically like a book. How there's book 1, book 2, book 3, something like that. So yeah, this is series 1 of Luffy. What if he was a Saiyan? Series 2 will come out after I'm finished with the time skip, pre-time skip. So yeah, Luffy is ready to set sail as he gets his barrels ready and everyone waves him goodbye. He sets sail and then he meets the ship he just come across as like a rowboat ship. So he gets on it and he didn't get captured by Marines because he gets on it quietly. He knows how to fly. I'm gonna tell you that. He knows how to fly, but he uses a boat safely because he doesn't want to get shot down accidentally by a person. So yeah, he knows how to fly, but he doesn't use flying unless he's battling somebody. He's pretty masculine, I'm just gonna tell you that. So yeah, he flies towards the ship. He got down. He flies. He doesn't get on quietly, like I said. I did say he would get on quietly, but he's not going to. So he gets on, and he sees these people and the Marines, and then he sees this pirate ship raiding it. So he's like, maybe I should go to the pirate ship. Maybe I should go down here. Pirate ship is. So he goes to the pirate ship, and he goes down into the deck, as he found this little boy with pink hair, and he had this weird shaped ass head. And it was like, never met a guy with that shaped head. Kobe heard this. He was like, whoa, that's kind of mean, my guy. Kobe was like, ouch, that actually hurt. He was like, what? I didn't really hurt you or anything, Luffy said, but no, I'm talking about mentally. That actually hurt mentally. Well, I don't know what you mean by that, but okay. Luffy was like, and then Kobe was like dumbfounded. He was like, really? But then these pirate people came in and were like, hey, Kobe, you got the... Who is this guy? Kobe, and then they asked. Kobe said, I don't know. I just saw him. They thought he was lying, so they grabbed Kobe, and Luffy thought this was an act of being mean or trying to hurt him. So what he did is uppercut the frick out of one of them, which literally launched them in the air. They broke through all the floors and launched them into the air with holes, many layers of holes, as Alvida saw one of her crews, one of her subordinates, since they don't call it equally to her, one of her subordinates, who fell out the sky as they hit where the circle is. Alvida moved them, and they saw this boy, and they saw Kobe with the pink hair. It's like, Kobe! Luffy was like, your name is Kobe? And then Kobe said, yeah. And then he's like, oh no, Alvida's on us. If Alvida gets us, she's gonna hurt us and kill us. And then he's like, yeah, I guess you could say kill us. So Luffy was like, okay. Then after that, Alvida jumped down, and then Luffy was like, oh, that's Alvida? I didn't know she was an elephant. Everyone was like, no way he called her that. And was scared, like really scared, dead scared. As then, Luffy was like, okay, now the elephant is kind of getting annoying, because she was squishing his face. As then she said, okay, that's it, I'm beating your... And I'm gonna say ass, but I'm not gonna say it. So yeah, she said the A word. She raised her club, which Luffy was like, oh, a club. Then he pulled out his sword. As soon as she raised the club, he held his sword up. And then it hit the sword as hard. It was like a whole entire bell noise. When the bell noise happened, everyone was like, okay, that kid's dead. But then they saw the club breaking into pieces. Because Luffy's sword is absolutely magnificently hard. Really, really hard. It's actually a really hard sword. It's a black blade. Luffy can use hockey, but he doesn't really use. He only even knows how to use it as a kid. He doesn't remember the feeling of using it anymore. Yeah, it's kind of dumb, but I'm trying to keep the story more in a way of saying that he doesn't know how to use hockey, but he just forgets the feeling. He always remembers the feeling was he gets and he's sloppy. But yeah. His sword is a black blade as he uses hockey every time. He always keeps his sword out and uses hockey all the time, which drains his energy a lot. But he still keeps hockey on just in case anyone wants to fight him. He has a saber. I can't draw it at the time right now. But yeah, he has a saber. I'll draw it later in the next part. Yeah, he uses a saber, and it's an Alvida sword club broke into pieces. As Luffy's saber can turn into many things, but he doesn't really use it right now. He's only using a sword form. So yeah, Luffy was like, okay, that's just weak. How do you have a club that's really big but breaks after I use my sword? Makes no sense, Luffy said as he sheathed his sword, and he just walked away. As Luffy was about to punch him, Luffy felt her ki, and he moved out the way as he punched nowhere. It's like, well, what? Luffy was right behind her, and he used the Gum Gum pistol, bazooka, which he said, Gum Gum Bazooka! After Luffy used his Gum Gum Bazooka, Alvida's out the ship. She was like out the ship literally. There's really nothing else he could do besides fight her, since really she was getting on his nerves. So yeah, he fought her in just one shot. She was gone. After she was gone, he's like, okay, Kobe, what's your dream? As he was hungry, because he was walking around, because he just kicked out of it. He's like, yeah! But then Luffy asked again, what's your dream, Kobe? And then Kobe said, oh, my dream? My dream is to become a Marine. Luffy stopped and was like, a Marine? Why don't you become a pirate? It's fun. But I always want to become a Marine to catch those people like Alvida who capture people and use them for nothing just because she thinks she's overpowered and stuff. Luffy's like, that has a good point. My grandpa always made me want to become a Marine, but I thought that was a bad idea because I thought it would just be boring and stuff. You have a good point there, but honestly, I still want to be a pirate. And Luffy was like, and he was like, oh yeah. So yeah, I wanted to be a Marine because of that reason. Luffy's like, not bad reason, not bad reason. He didn't argue with him, so he's like, okay, well, I guess I can get a ship. I guess we just take the ship. Let me just knock everybody out. He knocked everybody out, and I mean everybody. Then this ship blew down a little tiny ship, and he was like, looked over, and he saw Nami, but he didn't know who she was. He was like, hey! He jumped down, and she was like really scared, and he was like, hey, who are you? And stuff, and like that. He was like, oh, me? I'm Monkey D. Luffy. What's your name? She was like, why would I tell a lowly pirate like you that? And Luffy's like, lowly pirate? What do you mean? Nami was like, oh, really? You don't really know what I mean by that? I'm not no lowly pirate. I'm not those type of pirates you're thinking I am. Nami was like gasping into her own mind, saying like, how does he know what I mean? He just said he didn't know. So yeah, Luffy was like, I could have a hand, and you look like a person who can help me. You want to join my crew? She was like, no, I despise pirates. So Luffy was like, oh, what type of pirates? She said, type of pirates who raid people's towns and forces them to pay to live. And that's where we're going to end the part. So yeah, see ya, I guess, guys.